Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really practical. The art of describing unusual things.
Hmm.
Yeah, our mission here is to unpack how you effectively explain something odd, maybe even strange, to someone who, can't actually see it. We're drawing on this guide. It was originally for test takers, surprisingly.
Right, but the ideas are much broader.
Exactly. Think about trying to explain something really bizarre, like, I don't know, a bed built for only one sleeping position without using any photos. That's the kind of clarity we're talking
That's a
about.
great challenge.
So the core task, according to our source, is just that. Describing something unexpected, possibly unusual to someone who's not there. The main goal. Using really specific, accurate words, you're essentially painting a picture with language.
And what's fascinating there is how critical that precision becomes.
Yeah.
When visuals are off the table, it really makes you wonder, how do you make sure the listener is genuinely picturing what you are, not just hearing a list?
Yeah, it's about tapping into what they already know, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Leveraging their existing mental models.
And this guide, it gets practical fast. It lays out this pretty tight timeline for test takers, only 30 seconds to prepare.
Wow, that's quick.
Right. Just 30 seconds to jot down some descriptive words or maybe what the thing reminds you of.
Okay.
Then you've got 60 seconds to actually speak. And it suggests, starting with like an overview sentence, give the general shape, the scene.
Setting the stage.
Yeah. But here's where it gets really interesting, the structure within that minute.
Ah, okay. This is where the technique comes in.
Totally. It's about layering the information, offering maybe 2 or 3 different descriptive attempts or angles.
Right, so not just one shot. You give
Yeah.
them a few ways to see it in their mind.
Exactly. And you include things like spatial dimensions, how big, how close, colors, obviously, and, crucially, what the object reminds you of, that analogy part.
That reminds you of it. It's so powerful, isn't it? Because our brains, well, they're wired for patterns, for association. Giving a verbal analogy isn't just describing.
It's like a shortcut.
It is. It leverages what the listener already has in their head, creating this instant, relatable mental image, something that sticks.
And you need to wrap this up, not just as bullet points, but like a coherent paragraph. Logical flow, ending with a clear concluding sentence.
Structure matters, even in a short description.
Definitely. So how does this work? Like, for real, let's use the guide's own example. It's great. Describing an unusual bed.
Okay, the bed. Let's hear it.
So imagine you're in a furniture store, you see this thing, and you call a family member, no photos allowed.
Right.
The description. It looks like a single bed. Okay, standard enough start. But the bed part, no box spring, the usual base.
Uh-huh.
Instead, it's just a piece of wood. And this wood outlines the shape of a person lying on their side.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And the mattress that sits on top, it has the exact same outline.
So you can only lie.
On your left side. That's what it means. If you bought this bed, left side, sleeping only, they actually call it a left side bed.
That's incredibly specific.
Yeah.
And kind of hilarious. But what a perfect example.
Right.
You get the overview. Strange-looking single bed. The single bed gives an initial size idea. Then the outline of a person on their side. That's a brilliant spatial reference, even without saying it's X feet long.
It uses description for the dimension.
Exactly. And that conclusion, only sleeping on the left side, crystal clear, even if it's bizarre. It reminds me, trying to describe abstract art sometimes, you need those anchors, those comparisons. Like, it's sort of like a...
Yeah, those analogies are lifesavers. So, okay, beyond passing a test, why should you, listening now, care about mastering this?
Oh, it's everywhere, isn't it? This isn't just some academic exercise. Think about work explaining a complex problem, maybe something totally new.
Like a tech issue no one's seen before?
Precisely. Or pitching a new concept, maybe something a bit abstract. Or even just, telling someone about a weird dream you had.
Huh. Yeah, try describing those clearly.
Right. The ability to be precise, to use good analogies, to give context. It's just fundamental for clear communication, for making sure people actually get what you're trying to say, especially when it's something a bit out there.
It really is about connection, making sure your idea lands.
Absolutely. Understanding.
So, a final thought then. Next time you encounter something genuinely unusual, maybe pause for a second. Think. How would I describe this to someone who isn't here? How could I make them see exactly what I'm seeing?
It's a good exercise.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.